I will do everything I possibly can to bring some success here to the football club. I will do everything I possibly can.
That's a glorious goal. That's a great save by goal. And for Henrik Larsson! That's a great goal. Second. That's a golden goal for Celtic.
Oh yes! What a glorious goal for McNamara!
A superb strike by the youngster.
On the left foot of Moravcik.
A hat-trick for Henrik. A brilliant finish from Moravcik.
That is sensational!
And you won't see a better precision finish than this. And Alan Thompson gives Celtic the lead.
I will do everything I possibly can to bring some success here to the football club.
What a season. What a season. Bring you some success, said Martin back in June. Some success? Boy, can he understate. It's over 30 years since we last saw the treble at Paradise, when Big Jock achieved it for the second time in 1969. But in just one short season, Martin O'Neill, the man now given the honorary prefix of Saint, has fulfilled our dreams and given us a season of outstanding football and memories that will have us saying to the barman, make mine's a treble, pal, for many years to come. From start to finish, this season has been immense and overflowing with a kind of resolve and determination that Celtic fans have not seen for years. I'm always proud to be a Celtic fan, as we all are, but this season, the way in which the team have conducted themselves on and off the pitch, picked themselves up when they've been down and played brilliantly match after match, makes us all prouder than ever. In decades to come, fans still to be born wishing they'd been part of the treble-winning season of 2000-2001. So that's reason enough to sit down now and enjoy it again. No excuses needed to do this. Let's just relive every moment, every deep breath, every shout, every tear, and every cheer as we raise the League Cup, the League Championship, and the Scottish Cup. And let's savour every delicious moment. Pre-season began with an air of familiarity all too common to Celtic fans. So many big names were being linked with the football club. Huss van Hiddink, Bertie Voets, even Wim Jansen. But it was Martin O'Neill, self-confessed Celtic fan, who emerged to address the fans from the steps outside Park Road.
First of all, thank you very, very much for waiting in the rain. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I mean, it's an absolute honour for me to be the manager here. I'm telling you that now. It's an absolute honour.
No sooner had Martin signed and he was off to the European Championships, but he duly came back with the signature of Belgian internationalist defender Jos Valharen.
It was an easy decision because Celtic is a big club, and when people ask you, do you want to play for Celtic, it's for a football player like me, it's very easy to answer when it's a yes.
The media were quick to question the signing, and this scepticism was mirrored when Martin paid out a record £6 million for out-of-favour Chelsea striker Chris Sutton.
Celtic are a massive club with a great history, and I'm sure Martin O'Neill's come up here and we'll turn things around, and you know, hopefully Celtic will be pushing for the league this year and do well in Europe. You know, that's important certainly for the fans here. Personally is important, but I think more important is doing well for the team, and winning the league is of paramount importance.
If we were to believe the hype, it was going to be downhill from here on in. But we've never been known for our pessimism, and a lucky few of us even put a wee fiver on the treble. On the playing front, pre-season was hectic, and Martin O'Neill had a quick crash course on his players. A whistle-stop tour took the boys to play friendlies in Dublin, Copenhagen and Leipzig before heading back to Parkhead to face Bordeaux and the home fans.
We were speaking earlier about how we hope this season is going to be so much better than last, and the man who hopefully is going to lead us to the promised land. Put your hands together please and make some noise for Martin O'Neill. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Martin is going to tell us what he thinks of this wonderful Celtic reception he's had this afternoon.
Well, thank you very much indeed. Really appreciate it. First of all, I've seen it before. It's absolutely fantastic. I genuinely hope I can bring you some success, us and the players, which you've obviously needed for a long time.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise one more time for our new manager, Martin O'Neill. Thank you.
Bordeaux's pace and strength gave Martin O'Neill plenty of food for thought that afternoon in the sun. But one thing we could all take away with us was the return to form of a certain Swedish internationalist by the name of Henrik Larsson.
And he places it beautifully in the corner. Those fans are delighted for Henrik Larsson. He has really struck in the sunshine. Didn't go for power. He went for precision. Larsson is back. Boyd. Another useful looking ball. Larsson there. Gets away from his marker. Larsson brilliantly across. Burchell can't miss. Mark Burchell with a goal for Celtic, but made by Henrik Larsson. Pure Larsson skill. Burchell applied the finishing touch.
3 days later, and the boys turned out again to take on West Ham and old favourite Paolo Di Canio.
Here's a sub, Gary Charles. Lovely little flick on, that must be on it. A glorious goal by Di Canio.
Johnson and Petrov scored to give us the victory.
Here's Larsson, great chance for Larsson, must be, yes! Good position now for Petrov. Larsson, great play, no offside, could have been a second, it is. That's a glorious goal.
But all thoughts were on the kick-off of the league, which followed just 5 days later. The opening day of the season saw the Celts travel to Tayside for a meeting with Dundee United. The fans were desperate to get the campaign going and get the first 3 points in the bag. And bang, it happened. As if to silence the critics' speculation about his fitness, Larsson netted the opener and new boy Sutton fired home the winner. Henrik was named man of the match, and O'Neill said to him after the game, "I thought you were a good player, but I was wrong. You're a fantastic player." We could have told you that, Martin. Three more points were bagged against Motherwell the next weekend, with a Celtic team reduced to 9 men, showing the kind of steely determination that was sadly lacking last season.
Martin O'Neill's first competitive match at Celtic Park as Celtic manager. In from McNamara. And back in from Lambert to Petrov. It's a wonderful strike by Stiliyan Petrov, and that had Martin O'Neill on his feet. He was bouncing up and down at Tannadice last Sunday. A lovely touch on his chest to control the ball, and the hook shot was well away from Andy Gorham.
Next up, we travel to Luxembourg to meet Jeunesse Desch in the qualifying round of the UEFA Cup. Not a big team, but a match memorable for more than its 4-0 victory.
Lambert tries his luck, finds Larsson. Good interplay between Larsson and Sutton again as he goes for the return ball. Chance for Rapčić! And Celtic lead. 36 minutes it's taken, but finally the deadlock is broken. And Rapčić, who's been as dangerous as any of the Celtic players in the opening period, deserving the goal. Now Sutton. Wonderful through ball as well. Rapčić. That is a stunning goal. Made by Sutton, executed by Rapčić. And Celtic finally get a second.
Chris Sutton was outstanding, unselfishly creating 3 of the 4 goals. It was early days, but we could sense it. Sutton and Larsson were a dynamic combination, capable of bringing us the success we craved. The star of the show, though, was Bobby Pettit. Brimming with confidence under the influence of O'Neill, a new player was in evidence. Things were starting to look good.
I knew exactly what I can do, and I just knew that I just needed a chance, and to prove what I can do, and that's what I've been doing this season. Well, Martin O'Neill is encouraged me to just go at people.
Pettit driving forward, looks to be going a solo run. Right footed, another chance here for Celtic. Good effort by Bobby Pettit.
My strongest assets are just beating people and get crosses in, and that's what he encouraged me to do. And for me, it was just to get and pick it up and do it. Actually, do what I'm good at.
Plenty of space for Petrov. Bobby Johnson looking for a little bit of support, gets it, not surprisingly, from Lambert. And here's Larsson, yes! Larsson, who's been able to elude the defenders with the greatest of ease, left with nobody covering him there. And he accepted it as a gift. Look at this. All in his own AO. And he kept remarkably composed. Larsson, no offside. Johnson, can he put it away? He can, yes! No cover for Johnson. He picked it up and drilled it away. Celtic in the lead with about 18 minutes of the game remaining.
With the point secured against Kelly, the boys headed down the M8 to Tynecastle. But Chris Sutton showed he was worth every penny of the $6 million O'Neill paid for him.
Celtic menacing again. There's Sutton, he's done it! Chris Sutton scores his second goal for the club in the right position at the right time and answering his critics in the south in the most positive manner. Picked up well by Pettit. Look at the curl in the ball, but the big fella had to be in the right place at the right time. Oh, there he is again! Sutton with a head. And it may well be the beginning of a very prolific season for this man, especially if he gets as much accommodation in the air as his Hearts defence has given him. Rapčić. There he is again, almost in. Lambert just barrels in. There was a deflection. I think Larsson might have got a touch. Lambert took it beautifully, drilling it in. McNamara, that's a bit of ball, and Hearts have pushed forward, left gaps again. Sutton, here's Rapčić, going around the outside. There it is, that does it. He took that so well just when Hearts were getting back into the game.
4-2 to Celtic, and the boys maintain their unbeaten record. An excellent foundation for the first Old Firm clash of the season. Just away. But before that, back to Europe. In the return against Jeunesse at Celtic Park, Mark Burchell scored the fastest hat-trick in European history, with goals in the 12th, 14th and 15th minutes.
Mark Burchell scores for Celtic. Long ball forward, well taken by Burchell. Can he get a shot on target? Here he does, another goal by Mark Burchell. Simon Lind, eager to get involved as well. Good ball forward for Berkovic. Another opportunity for Celtic. Berkovic laying it back. Hat-trick for Mark Burchell. 14 minutes gone. And Mark Burchell scores his hat-trick. What an amazing start to this match for Mark Burchell.
The boys added another 4 goals to Burchell's 3. 7-0 on the night, 11-0 on aggregate. A fantastic display. Passage was secured to the next round, but everyone's optimism was on hold ahead of the season's first meeting with Rangers. The 27th of August 2000, a date to remember for a long, long time. The trinity of O'Neill, Steve Walford and John Robertson was in place at the helm. The sun was shining and the stage was set for an epic battle. Will we ever tire of watching this?
Old Firm games, sometimes unbelievable, often uncompromising, always unmissable. And after East Anglian, North West and London derbies, it's high time Chris Sutton stopped pussyfooting around. He's about to discover the real thing, the mother of all derbies. This game is what it's all about. It's why players play, it's why supporters support, and Stuart Dougal says it's why referees referee. They're all mad, you know. It's often been debated down the years as to which was the best Old Firm game, but it's quite simple, really. The best Old Firm game is the next one. It gets to you like that, and the next one is here.
Yeah, both managers have been trying to play it down in, but this is a biggie. Psychologically, this is a biggie. A Celtic win today would signal a rebirth under Martin O'Neill. A Rangers victory, well, it would let them play in the high psychological ground, and they've really had Celtic in a psychological armlock over the last decade.
Bobby Pettit with an early surge on his Old Firm debut, and he'll get a free kick.
Well, that's what Martin O'Neill will be plenty of this afternoon. Bobby Pettit, full tilt here down the left-hand side, clearly tripped there, and he gives Celtic a free kick. Well, in fact, Stuart Dougal's given the corner.
Moravcik sends it in, and Stubbs and Larsson are there, and it's turned in by Chris Sutton. Unbelievable! Chris Sutton makes an immediate impact on his Old Firm debut, and Celtic are in front.
Well, I bet he can hardly believe his luck in. A gift from God for Chris Sutton. Lorenzo Amoruso screaming at the stand-side linesman for offside there. It sets up nicely for Sutton at the back post. I think he's on. 2 Rangers players on the goal line. It breaks perfectly for him. Stefan Klos with no chance whatsoever. And as you see there, is well onside. And Celtic, Chris Sutton and Martin O'Neill have the start of their dreams.
Celtic seeking a second. Moravcik sends it in, and they have a second! And it's Petrov who wasn't picked up, and it gets better and better for Martin O'Neill and for Celtic. A quite incredible start.
Well, this is a deplorable marking here at the back post from Rangers. Stilian Petrov just runs off Fernando Rickson. Good ball in by Moravcik, but the marking is woeful there. Plenty of pace in the ball, into a great area for Petrov to come and attack it. But Rickson, well, he fell asleep.
Moravcik could be in, and they're queuing up here. It's another one for Paul Lambert. 3 for Celtic. And in paradise, this is the stuff that Celtic dreams are made of.
That all came from a very good advantage by Stuart Dougal. Bobby Pettit was fouled wide right. He let the play go on, claims for offside. Moravcik clearly on though. Checks back, has the presence to pick out the supporting Lambert. Amoruso can't get close enough to him to close the shot down. Moravcik has time to look up, he sees Lambert. And Lambert could not have struck it any sweeter. And well, it's mission impossible for Rangers now, Ian.
Larsson, oh, he's in! Henrik Larsson! That is sensational! He missed all 4 Oldfield games last season, but he rather enjoys making up for lost time. World class.
Well, that is world class, Ian. A special goal from a very special player. Chris Sutton does magnificently well in the first place to win it over Amoruso. Larsson on his way, look at that skill. And he has the confidence, the composure and the technique to chip it over Stefan Klos. Look at the arrogance in that finish. That, as you say, is the mark of a world-class player.
Petter delivers. Larsson's header! He's done it again! It's a double for Henrik Larsson! It's number 5 for Celtic!
Well, once again, it's a wonderful goal, Ian, but once again, you have to question the marking in the back for Rangers. Good delivery, whipped in by Petter, but look at the room that Henrik Larsson has. Barry Ferguson the nearest to him, and he's 3 yards off him. And it doesn't get any easier for strikers than this. A lot of work still to be done though, and Larsson applies the deftest of headers to find the corner, but he should have been marked tighter than that.
Petter now has released Stefan Mahi. Have Celtic got another one left in them? Sutton is there! Yes, they have! Sutton scores! It's 6 of the best for the very best today. Celtic!
It's a great striker's goal, Ian, because he can't have much left gas in his tank, but he still makes sure he's at the back post when the ball comes in here. And he has to make up a lot of ground. You see him on the far side there. Times a run to perfection, drifts off Amoruso. 1 touch is enough. And what an Old Firm debut for Chris Sutton. Martin O'Neill said all he lacked is confidence. Well, he certainly won't lack it now. He's a hero in the East End of Glasgow today.
We always try to play as a team, but today we were really on fire. Everybody wanted really to win, as you always want, but today things went our way.
No, you probably sense it when you come through the doors and now the manager's installed an unbelievable, I don't know, it's just an air of confidence, as you've said there. He makes you play better, and he makes you want to win. He's got enough of a will to win, and it's really going into the players, and hopefully if we can maintain that, you never know.
I mean, it's a great win. I know the feeling between the clubs, and it's great to be a part of a winning, Celtic side. But the main thing is for us to win the SPL this year, and it's a good start. I mean, these derbies are important, and it's good for us to come out on top. And maybe this year, if we keep winning games, they'll be playing catch up with us.
Your beauty! I was sitting there gobsmacked as the boys just kept banging them in. 1, 2, 3. It's only 12 minutes. And there was Martin O'Neill leaping in the air, and every time he leapt up in the air, our hearts leapt with him. That man knows how to deliver. And scoring more than 5 goals against Rangers for the first time since 1957 was the way to do it. Unbelievable, but true. Good things come in threes, so they say. And after Birch's hat-trick and putting 6 past the Gers, our first run out in the CIS Cup led to another record for the boys. The 4-0 victory over Raith Rovers was the first in our history to have all Englishmen on our score sheet. Alan Thompson made his debut and found the net along with Sutton and Tommy Johnson, who netted a double. No slip-up so far, and everything to play for.
At the end of the day, you're paid to play football, and I wasn't playing football at Villa, and I love playing football, and that's all I wanted to do. So when I had a chance to come and join Celtic, that was good enough for me. I mean, it's been dragging on for a few weeks, and I'm just delighted everything's gone through now, and I can get on with playing football. I know a few of the boys, and I know they've just brought a great manager in Martin O'Neill, and he's going to take the club forward leaps and bounds. All I want to concentrate on doing is getting in a Celtic team, and everything might come from there, and if it does come after that, then that's great, but first and foremost I just want to play well for Celtic.
As was the case all season, the fixture list was congested, and it was straight back into league action and a momentous day for us all. At Paradise on the 9th of September, we beat Hibs 3-0 to go top of the league, a position we revelled in until the end of the season. Larsson, the man who was still the subject of debate over his fitness, netted yet another 2 goals. We all looked forward to him being fully fit.
Larsson not picked up by Hibs. And when it was lofted in by Lubo Moravcik, Henrik Larsson was waiting to pounce. Henrik Larsson can still be a threat from midfield, as Hibs are about to find out from Lambert and Birchall. And 3-0. He's done so much damage up front, has Henrik Larsson, to Hibs this afternoon. Now he does it from the midfield.
It was another double from the Swede that gave us a 2-0 victory over Helsinki in the first round proper of the UEFA Cup.
Neat little cutback. That's a good ball, and it's there. Larsson in the air once again. Almost 15 minutes gone, and it's the exquisite judgment of the man in the air that makes it look so easy, although it never is. Now Moravcik. Sutton, little ball inside, and that's it. Second goal. Larsson plonks it away with the greatest of ease.
This was 10 in a row for Martin O'Neill, and an opportunity for the world of football to witness the fantastic understanding gelling between Mjällby and Valharn at the back. 4 days later, and it was a treble for Larsson in his 3rd double in a row, scoring both goals in a 2-1 victory at Dunfermline. But it wasn't an easy game. The 3 points came our way with just 5 minutes to go.
It's Stevie Crawford, and it's 1-0 to Dunfermline, and what a shocker for Celtic. Here's Paul Lambert, lovely 1-2, Lambert goes down, and a penalty to Celtic, would you believe? Incredible, 2 quick penalties in this contest. It's Henrik Larsson, and it's 1-1, and once again a perfect penalty from a perfect player.
Well, Martin O'Neill couldn't have asked for a better response in. And once again it's a fine penalty under pressure. Has been known to go for power, Henrik Larsson, and just strokes it away. Rautenbeck going the wrong way.
Larsson. Oh, lovely little touch from Larsson, and Thompson back to Henrik Larsson, who's onside, and Henrik Larsson scores, and Celtic may just make it 11 wins on the spin after all, but my word, they've had to work mighty hard for it.
Well, Dunfermline claiming for offside. Henrik Larsson wasn't asking any questions. He was quite happy to play on. It'll be interesting to see this again. Larsson involved in the beginning of the move with the back heel, continues his run, and as he's played in, he's onside there, I think. And he has the composure and the class to tuck it away. Created and finished by Henrik Larsson. And he wasn't asking any questions, he got on with the job there. Alan Thompson, who played him in, wrong foot's the keeper, and he wasn't going to miss from there on in.
Even though Dunfermline put up a good fight, there was a real air of security about Celtic's performance. We knew we had a team that would fight tooth and nail until the final whistle, and that's what wins you championships. A 1-0 victory over Dundee at home, and we retained a 100% league record ahead of the return UEFA tie in Helsinki.
Smith getting there. But once again, every time they pop the ball out from right about the 18-yard line, it's falling to a Celtic foot, hence the constant pressure. Larsson. Thompson trying to get it to that left foot of his, and that's it, Treble opens the scoring, coming in from the back there. Henrik skimming, caught out of position. No cover for the goalkeeper, and the young Bulgarian put Celtic in the lead. I make it 17 minutes into the second half, and the constant pressure paying off. If you keep at a defence like that, eventually their organisation will break down, and it did on the left-hand side. No cover. Result 1-0.
Finland may have been cold, but the atmosphere was on fire when we lost 2 goals to force the tie to extra time. The heat was most definitely on when, with a dreaded penalty shootout looming, £6 million man Sutton fired home to clinch the tie on aggregate.
Up goes Larsson towards the goalkeeper. Didn't seem too confident about that. The pressure's still on Petrov. There's a shot, that's it. They've done it. They badly needed that. Sutton coming in there. Timely intervention. They worked very hard for it. And that's as important a goal, both in terms of prestige and financially, as he's scored since he's come to Celtic.
The next round would bring a rematch against Bordeaux and a chance to battle to stay in Europe beyond Christmas for the first time in 17 years. With the beginning of October and our first match back in league action, we dropped 2 points against Aberdeen.
Peter. Swept and it goes, that's it! Henrik Larsson does it again.
The 10-man side couldn't capitalise on Larsson's goal, and we watched our 100% league record slip away. Still, there were lessons to be learned, and Martin O'Neill hadn't disappointed us yet. If we had been delighted with O'Neill's acquisition so far, the debut of Agat against St Mirren surpassed that. His pace alone was well worth the 10 bob he paid for him. Well, in today's transfer money, it was about that.
I think I proved myself with Hibernian and started to do well with them. But Celtic is a big club, and I think everybody would like to play this team.
Larsson, Agat comes in. Can he put it away? Once again, opened up there by Larsson. He did everything right. And the crowd were willing him to put this in the back of the net.
I not believe the first time, but after, when the manager found, it's okay.
And to cap it all, our old rivals across the water dropped points.
Thompson hovering on the edge of the box, and that's in! Sutton gets his head to it. Well, that was coming. The pressure mounting, and floating the ball high into the penalty has been causing this defence no end of trouble. And with the best of efforts of Turner, it couldn't be kept out. Sutton rising up brilliantly there. All it required was a touch. 7th goal of the season for the man. Larsson with serious intent. Rifles it in, it's there! Well, I said they had to relieve the tension, and they've done it brilliantly.
We were climbing out on top of that league table, and to every fan in the terracing, nothing was going to stop us. Celtic were more determined than we'd seen them for a long, long time. And as if they needed to prove anything else to us, they did anyway. With points won in difficult conditions at Perth, and at home to Dundee United.
And it goes, and that's it! Larsson again! Henrik Larsson has this ability to pick his side up. at Aberdeen, almost exact replica of the way he put it in the net at Pittodrie. As I was saying, they had this defence covered so very well. And at a vital time, 11 minutes before half-time, up he pops again at a cluster of players and made it look ridiculously simple after all the huffing and puffing in front of goal that preceded it.
This was Larsson's supposedly unlucky 13th goal of the season. Oh, if only they'd known. And when Alan Thompson fired home the second half.
Beautifully inside, that's a great goal. Picked up beautifully by Thompson, raiding from that deep position.
Celtic were now 12 points clear of Rangers at the top of the table. No matter how well you're doing in the league, a big tie in Europe brings a few butterflies. Bordeaux were a good side, and we all remember the pre-season trouncing back in July. And lurking in the back of everyone's mind was Larsson's leg break in Lyon the year before. Needless to say, what a match. This was a fantastic Celtic performance, and I don't suppose anyone needs reminding who got the equaliser for us.
The Bordeaux fans making plenty of noise behind that goal, and the set piece ends up with the opening goal. And it's Christophe Dugani who gives Bordeaux the lead. 22 minutes gone. First set piece, first goal. And Celtic couldn't keep him out at the near post. Didier Agat heading for the byline, turns the ball in. It's Diabate that's there, and that must be a penalty kick. And it is! Tremendously quick feet from Henrik Larsson, which won the penalty for Celtic. Bordeaux protest, but no doubt about it, Gordon.
I thought it was a penalty. Henrik Larsson seen them not given, to be fair, but the referee was very quick to point to the spot. They're complaining about it still, but you can see here the defender takes a touch. Larsson comes across, robs him, and the challenge comes through, and he's made contact. Henrik Larsson just gets a little touch in front of him. Look at this. Just takes it, just knocks him over.
So, Henrik Larsson, who won the penalty kick, will now take it. And scores! That's a golden goal for Celtic. 1-1, and Martin O'Neill. The celebrations, 25 minutes gone. Romy went one way, the ball went the other. Celtic back on level terms.
Yeah, superbly cool. Henrik Larsson keeps on scoring goals, penalties or otherwise, but he took that so well. And as you said, a golden goal, very important. European football nowadays, over 2 legs that you score away from home. Vital from their point of view, and puts them right back in this game, and probably makes up for the mistake they made at losing that first goal. And Martin O'Neill delighted.
The away support in Bordeaux was simply extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary. Not only did the French people themselves feel that it was extraordinary, I did. And the vocal support that we got, and I'm telling you, I don't want to sound sycophantic about this here, but they did as much as anything to get us a result out there.
Superb. But there was still important business to take care of on the domestic front. 3 days after Bordeaux, it was off to Fir Park and a 6-goal thriller in the league. Or was it really 7?
Bobby Petter's corner, and Stevie Woods was flapping at it, and Mialbi has managed to bundle it in. It wasn't pretty, but it was effective. Johan Mialbi, Celtic take an early lead. Elliott once again showing that he's very good in the air. Spencer with McCulloch waiting for the centre. Is it going to go in eventually? It is! And it's Adams and Motherwell celebrate an equaliser. In it comes eventually from Spencer. And it's in from Lee McCulloch. Motherwell are 2-1 up and have Celtic met their match. Alan Thompson whips it in. Larsson is there, and it's in by Valharen, and Celtic are level. And Valharen was in the right place at the right time. 2-2. Alan Thompson's corner. Oh, it's an awkward one, and did it cross the line? Mialbi felt that it did. He was fuming there, Mialbi. And it is not going to count, but Celtic really should have done.
Yeah, I'd like to see this one again. Well, was this a goal? That's the question. And it comes, Stevie Wood in no man's land. Wow, that's over the line. That is over the line for me.
It wasn't even close, was it? McNamara. And he's got it back here. Can he get it back again? He can! Jackie McNamara! Oh, yes! What a glorious goal for McNamara! Celtic should have been 3-2 up earlier. They are now.
That's a wonderfully constructed goal. And all of the credit has to go to Jackie McNamara. Two beautiful exchanges here on the edge of the box. The first was Petrov, the second with Larsson, who does well to get it back to him. Not convinced he strikes the shot perfectly at all. But Stevie Woods is wrong-footed, and it trundles in to the corner of the net. One touch and then the strike. And I'm not convinced he caught that one well at all, but he won't be complaining. And given the one that Johan Mjällby had disallowed, no more than Celtic deserve, I suppose.
Mjällby's challenge on Goodman, and incredibly, it's a chance for Motherwell to equalise.
Well, Goodman invites the challenge, he makes the run into the perfect area, and that is pretty conclusive for me here. There's body contact, his right arm's up, not a great deal in it, but enough for Hugh Dallas correctly, I think, to point to the spot.
It's Brannan. 3-3 in a quite captivating contest.
The replays in the telly confirmed what we all knew. Mjällby's goal should have counted. But the luck was with Motherwell, and they fought hard for the 3 each draw. However, we were still in a fantastic position, top of the league and in with a shout in Europe. This was shaping up to be our year. The 1st of November saw us at Tynecastle for the CIS Cup quarter-final. Our confidence in the terracing oozed, and when O'Neill fielded the 3 youngsters, Craney, Smith and Healy, our faith in their ability was 100%.
Just kept in, Kirk has got a bit of pace about him, did very well, and Balcheren's in position. There's Juanjo, penalty kick. Juanjo taken out there, reset, whom we complimented for his tackling earlier in the game, and he takes with a dragging leg. And in the eye of the storm, Colin Cameron. Great responsibility, and he puts it away. Hearts have taken the lead. Colin Cameron did remain cool after all. Gets a lucky little break. That wasn't a bad ball at all. Now coming in there with the left foot. Oh, it's a great goal. Craney. A superb strike by the youngster. Wasn't the easiest of balls to take, but I did talk about that great left foot of his earlier in the day, and here is ample proof of it coming up now.
It really was a great strike, but look at the step over, took the Hearts defence with surprise, but even then he still had to hit a good shot, and it was a really good strike. He kept his head, knew what he was doing, kept his eye on the ball, controlled the shot. Superb strike, good ball from, good work from Tommy Johnston initially. There's a step over it through the Hearts defence, and lovely striking, lovely hit into the net.
That's a nice little ball through. That's a great goal. Tremendous finish by Smith. And the youngster who was foiled earlier on took that with remarkable maturity.
It was a lovely pass from McNamara, wasn't it? Jimmy Smith has got away from the 2 defenders. Beautiful ball. One touch. Ball in front of him. Tremendous strike.
Well, you know, it wasn't the easiest ball to take either, with the two defenders converging on him.
He gave himself that little bit of room, stole away from the two defenders. Super strike from that distance.
Petric. Muswanjo, is he elusive enough? Fulton, that's not a bad ball, and away by Vilcharen again. Nielsen, a penalty kick. The referee had no doubt about that, and Vilcharen, I think, is the culprit as he goes round here. Up went the arms on the blind side of the play, and you could see him hooking it away. And the second penalty to Hearts. There were no complaints that time. And could Jonathan Gould outguess Cameron this time? He can't. The same corner, and Hearts are back on level terms in this remarkable cup tie.
And so the Jambos forced the game to extra time. The boys had certainly put in a good shift in the first 90 minutes, but somehow they managed to find an extra gear, and 3 more goals put the tie beyond any doubt, emphatically.
Johnston. McNamara had a quick look away across the field, decided on the shorter one, but Thompson makes it for him. Alpeda. Johnson with the header. This could be it. It is. Healy puts it away. Johnson tries to put it in right, but it's there. Moravcik. Well. Suddenly the youngster slept. Again, we had praised him so much. He let Moravcik get away, and that finishes it. Credit to Lubo Moravcik for creeping in at the back. And a touch of rawness there from the youngster. Ball watching, and they suffered. As McNamara, he's gone to left flank, he does it again. That's a glorious goal. They are rubbing it in now.
Now, as Celtic fans, we all have one common dream, and that's playing for the jersey. But when you realise that just ain't gonna, you want nothing more than to watch a young lad come through. And what a joy it was to see that threefold when each of the young boys scored. Tremendous. Just like the old days of the Quality Street kids.
Valhaden to Agat. Inside then outside, away from Mitchell. Deflected off, Ali Mitchell, and here's a chance. And Alan Thompson gives Celtic the lead. Not picked up as he came in at the far post. There was a deflection on the way as the ball came in. And Alan Thompson opens the scoring.
Well, it came at the end of the best spell of football in the game. Rob, both ends, Kamara had very good attacks, but unfortunate deflection across the Kelly defence. But there was 3 Celtic players all going for it. Kamara was standing still at the same time. Look at this there, it's deflected. Larson's missed it there. Thompson has done very well to sneak in at the back post and put that away.
Another 3 points secured against Kelly lined us up nicely for what would be our biggest test of the season so far, the return against Bordeaux.
From Moravcik, supported by Peta. Trying to get in behind Bobby Peta, good run. The cross was disappointing, as was the header clear, and Moravcik has scored! A brilliant finish from Moravcik. And Celtic have what could be an all-important goal. Even the corner flag gets a kiss.
Yeah, that was so important for Celtic to get the breakthrough. Good work, I have to say, from Peta on the left-hand side. It was Moravcik that fed him originally too. The ball not cleared all that well, and he's got a race with Larsson. Larsson did the right thing, stepping out of the way, and he's just driven it. I think the keeper's unsighted, Rob, to be honest with you, because he's a bit slowing it down, having just made a marvellous save. Look at that, it's just come round the edge of a defender and off the post. Terrific shot, keeping it down low.
David Jamali. Away from Johnson. Here's a chance for Butlers. And it's a goal for Lilian Lasland. Celtic Park is silenced. 11 minutes left. And there's the sucker punch, and that could be the goal that takes this tie into extra time. Basto's pass. Here's Laszlo, shooting chance! Lilian Laszlo for Bordeaux. And that could be the end for Celtic. 25 minutes gone of stoppage time. The celebrations are for Bordeaux, 3-2 up on aggregate, and Celtic now need 2 goals.
Yeah, that's a killer blow at this stage. Very hard to come back from. You think he's been
It always seems to happen in Europe, but just when the finishing line was within grasping distance, the match was stolen from us in a late injury time winner. The blow was sickening, but the fans walked out of the stadium with their heads held high. We might have been out of Europe, but we were still top of the league and playing for the cup.
Been involved in a lot of football throughout my years, a lot of European football as well too, and that was hard to take. We dominated the game from start to finish. We were absolutely fantastic. I could not ask for an ounce more. Couldn't ask for an ounce more from the crowd. Couldn't ask for an ounce more from anyone. And in a great night, we've ended up getting beaten. I have no idea how, but that's the game. Don't get me wrong, Bordeaux are a very good side, but for long periods in the game, we made them second rate. And we haven't been able to finish the game off. We got a goal, thoroughly deserved. And we have a couple of chances to go, make it, just put it beyond them. And they've scored with virtually their first time that they've broken into their penalty box, 78, 79 minutes, whatever it may be.
Our confidence was boosted by the debut of big keeper Robert Douglas and 10 goals past St Johnstone and Hearts in less than a week.
Thompson's got a good left foot, of course. Might get it in yet. Plays to the side, and that's a great goal. Sutton. Yes, he took it so well. And he simply wore down the St Johnstone defence. Well, that's in, yes. Cleanly taken. He's hardly been in the game, but then that's a mark of quality. That's all sin. Oh, what a goal. Oh, for a moment, I thought that was going to hit the post, or that the goalkeeper did. No wonder he's delighted. Silla did that well. Dasovic didn't. Thompson must put it through here. Now then, Larsson ought to put it away, and he does, with delightful ease. When he gets a chance like that, he makes it look ridiculously simple. Of course, it never is.
Severin again. Here's Colin Cameron. A brilliant goal by Cameron. 13 minutes gone. It's been all Celtic so far, and that's the sucker punch. Here's the free kick. In from Tom Boyd. Peta finding a way through. Valhaeren! Superb from Jas Valhaeren. His third goal for Celtic, and that's the best of the lot. Hearts had the lead for only 2 minutes. Set up by the cutback from Peta. And you won't see a better precision finish than this. Alan Thompson having a look at the penalty box. Sutton and Larsson and Mjalby and Valhaeren all waiting. Headed away by Severin. On the left foot of Moravcik! 2-1 Celtic. 10 minutes left in the first half. The scorer of the equaliser, Valhaeren. Chased down by Larsson for Petrov. Agat. Henrik Larsson. Off Niemi. Henrik Larsson. 3-1. Mistake this time by Niemi. In again from Moravcik. It's Johan Mjällby. Denied earlier by the heroics of Niemi. But he wasn't going to be denied this time. The short corner played in by Moravcik, and Hearts guilty of not picking up their men. Fulton's lost it to McNamara. Johnson and Henrik Larsson, chance for number 5. It is 5. It trickled over the line, but that won't bother most people inside the stadium, and it won't bother Henrik Larsson. Now 21 goals for the season. Larsson's pass, and Didier Agat turning it into an excellent one. Is it to be 6? It is. Stilian Petrov, the happy half-dozen for Celtic.
Celtic and Rangers are the 2 biggest clubs in Scotland, and I was pleased to be linked with them both, but when I spoke to Martin, that was it for me.
Great save. Good reach, Rob.
I had quite a warm welcome for the boys. Came back for training, my shoes were all taped up, the socks were cut in half, the boxer shorts were deep heated, but I'm quite into that. That's my I can appreciate that. It's a long 4.5 years, and I think I know a couple of the guys, so it's a great spirit again. You know, there's a good bunch of boys in there, so that's the main thing.
O'Neill's team was beginning to take shape, and the tie against Rangers at Ibrox was eagerly awaited. And so to Ibrox. If you told us what the result was going to be that day, there's no Celtic fan who would have believed it. Get this over with quick, will you? It was just as the man had been telling us all along. There's no room for complacency, and lessons had to be learned despite the positive results so far. But all credit to the boys coming back from such a hefty defeat. Battling through atrocious conditions, they won a hard-fought point against Hibs just 3 days later. Next up was Dunfermline at home, and the boys went on to show their mettle after the Pars took the lead inside the first minute.
Nice little touch there, just overdoing it though. There again, and that's in. Dunfermline have scored in exactly 54 seconds. There's Moravcik. Put that through, good play, Johnson. Now Petrov on the run, just beyond, and that's it. Beautifully struck by Moravcik, the equaliser. Dunfermline left, woefully exposed on the right-hand side, acknowledges the adulation of the crowd there. Now this had to be kept down. Good run by Petrov. This is an excellent ball across the face of the goal. Now that's not the easiest of chances. I've seen a lot missed from that. But he kept it simply well low, drilled into the corner. Terrible lapse, he scored! Dreadful mistake by Justin Skinner. But But having said that, that was still a very, very tight angle. Well, I think the reputation of this man preceded him, because Skinner seemed to be overawed by his presence. Now, here is where he had to be deadly accurate and cool, and that combination put Celtic 2-1 up after 20 minutes. There's a corner, and Larson almost gets it. It's a goal, though. Johnson gets it. He'll be delighted with that. Substitute today for Chris Sutton, or coming in place of Chris Sutton, rather. And down he went. Had to be courageous to get down to that. And as I said, there's now about just under 11 minutes of the game remaining, and that should do it.
At Dens Park a week later, all eyes were on Neil Lennon and his much-awaited debut. O'Neill had fought a long battle to secure his arrival at Paradise, and he did not disappoint. Lennon was the missing piece of this jigsaw. In the big picture, the treble. With 5 games to go before the break, we were desperate to win to the split in pole position. A known goal unnerved us, cancelling out Petrov's early opener, but the boys battled on, and Didier Agat picked the best possible moment to net his first goal for Celtic. In the dying seconds of an intense fixture, Didier snatched a goal and gave us victory. What a nail-biter.
I think the squad's really strong, a lot better than what I thought, and we've certainly improved even more since I've been here. And you know, we look very, very resolute, physically very strong. You know, we've got that air of confidence about us as well, and that comes obviously with not losing games. And you know, even if we do go a goal down or whatever, you know, you know, we still feel we can get ourselves back in the game. You know, we played the 90 minutes, and everyone's totally committed to each other. You know, even the boys coming off the bench are making big contributions, and you know, as a squad, it's as good as any I've been involved in.
Things could only get better, and they did, when new boy Ramon Vega, making his debut after signing from Spurs, netted 2 in a 6-0 trouncing of Aberdeen.
Alan Thompson's pass intended for Bobby Petta. And Henrik Larsson. It's taken only 4 minutes for Celtic to hit the front. Aberdeen opened up with ease. Up goes Ramon Vega. There he is! What a start! He made it clear as he wandered forward, Ramon Vega, that he wanted the ball played to him, drifted away from his marker, and as easy as you like. He's only been a Celtic player for 18 minutes in terms of on-field action, and this is his first goal for the club. Full steam ahead for Agat. Johnson, Larsson, surely this time. He had to get another one eventually, didn't he, Henrik Larsson? And Larsson makes it 25 goals for the season. His strike rate is phenomenal, although in truth he might well have had 4 or 5 by now here. Larsson's layoff. Good ball in from Alan Thompson. And Henrik Larsson onto it. That is sensational. A hat-trick for Henrik. And that was something special. It was Henrik Larsson who started it off with the layoff for Thompson. Then he was off and running right around the Aberdeen defence. And what a blistering finish that is, with his right foot on the volley right into the top corner. The corner kick from Lennon. That's Vega. Ramon Vega does it again. 2 goals on his debut, and now 5-0 for Celtic. Inside the last 2 minutes with Jamie Smith. It's 6. And a second goal of the season for youngster Jamie Smith. Aberdeen in all sorts of disarray at this stage, and out badly here.
With 3 matches to play before the split, Agat picked Celtic's first trip in 10 years to Love Street to score his second, with Henrik the King netting the winner and, astoundingly, his 100th goal of his Celtic career. The Boxing Day tie at Tannadice was beset with freezing weather and heavy snow, but nothing could stop 4 goals and a superb performance from Stilian Petrov. There was no hint of a New Year's hangover, well, on the pitch anyway. Sutton's double and Larsson's double-double secured the points against Kilmarnock. Celtic's position, nestling high at the top of the championship as they went into the split, was assured.
And Chris Sutton scores. Flicked on by Larsson for Sutton, a neat back heel. Down goes Petrov. And Henrik Larsson scores number 2. As the debates were going on about whether that was or wasn't a penalty, Henrik Larsson was untroubled as he tucked the ball away for his 29th goal of the season. Long ball from Mjällby. Stretching out was Larsson, and here's Chris Sutton, a chance to make it number 3. Well, that's got to go down as poor defending by Kilmarnock. Chris Sutton unchallenged to score his second of the game. His 13th goal for Celtic. That's a lovely pass with the outside of the right foot from Johan Mjällby. And here's Henrik Larsson to score his second goal. It's almost scoring by numbers. It's that simple for Celtic. 4-0. Poor pass from Dundala. And Kilmarnock on the back foot again. Thompson. Gets it back from Larsson, and Henrik Larsson in for his hat-trick. A hat-trick for Henrik, and 5-0 for Celtic. Well, give us a smile, Martin. He's got to be happy with that. And the misery continues for Kilmarnock. Neil Lennon. Good ball from Larsson to Moravcik. Driven in low at the near post. Here's Henrik Larsson. Could it be number 4 for Larsson? It could. (6-0) Celtic. Unstoppable. And you just knew, despite the odds being stacked against him initially, that Henrik Larsson would find a way to goal. He's done it so often. That was Gary Hay who missed it at the near post. And Henrik Larsson yet again applying the finishing touch. And now for him, 32 goals this season. It's 6-0 Celtic, 3 minutes left.
Much thought was given to the title being won, but O'Neill continued to remind us that there was still a long road ahead. A journey, however, with a slightly lighter load. But the euphoria of the season was marred by the shocking news of the illnesses of Alan Stubbs and Morton Weghorst. Stubbsy was stunned to learn of the recurrence of cancer, and Big Morton fell victim to Guillain-Barré syndrome, an illness which led him into intensive care. The support for the two Celts was immense, and their determined fight to recovery and fitness inspirational. During the winter break, Martin O'Neill whisked the boys off to the Florida heat, where they trained in the sunshine and got a chance to check out some American opposition. Some say a change is as good as a rest, but the pitch for the tie against the University of South Florida in Tampa was frightening, not relaxing. Still, the match gave Martin a chance to play around with his tactics in a closed-door match against the fledgling side. The highlight of the trip, though, was the match against Tampa Bay Mutiny in front of 4,500 Celtic supporters, euphoric at the rare opportunity to see the boys in action. The American support were treated to an inaugural airing of the new first-team strip and a chance to see legend Valderrama in action.
I've never experienced a winter break myself, all throughout the seasons in the Premier League, both as a player and as a manager. And so it is a wee bit strange, and it will be very, very interesting to see how we readjust when we come back again.
The boys might have been in a break, but they couldn't leave the league behind as the presentation for the SPL Manager and Player of the Month occurred in Orlando in the superb training facilities at Disney's World of Sport resort. No prizes for guessing that Martin O'Neill and Henrik Larsson were the recipients.
Oh, obviously delighted, but I mean, it just shows how the team is playing, because it gives me a chance to play well, get a few goals, and that's just, yeah, it's for the whole team really, I think.
So, are we breaking the sun to recharge the batteries ahead of part 2 of the season? The jungle drums were already beating to the tune of a possible treble. That was possible. And from what we'd seen so far, it was looking very possible. There wasn't a member of the backroom staff or a player or a supporter throughout the world not up for it, or who didn't want to believe that it really could happen.
I will do everything I possibly can to bring some success here to the football club. Unstoppable. I will do everything I possibly can.
That's a glorious goal. That's a great save by Gould. That's a great goal, Sutton.
That's a golden goal for Celtic.
Oh yes! What a glorious goal for McNamara.
A superb strike by the youngster.
On the left foot of Moravcik. A hat-trick for Henrik. A brilliant finish from Moravcik.
You won't see a better precision finish than this. And Alan Thompson gives Celtic the lead.
I will do everything I possibly can to bring some success here to the football club.